What's up, DJ fan? Welcome to another video on the channel. Welcome to another episode of Start to Spin. My name is Diego, also known as DJ Pretty Boy, alongside my boy Shay, also known as DJ Shay. And together we started this journey to talk about DJ related content, such as tips and tricks, our experiences, our knowledge, and just share it with you guys. So whether you are a seasoned DJ or a new DJ just getting started, this is the spot to be. And with that being said, let's go ahead and roll this intro. Hey guys, how you doing today? Welcome to another video on the channel. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about mastering the wedding consultations. So I was actually, let me give you a little backstory on this. So I was actually setting up this past Saturday for a house party that I let you guys know. It was a baptism or whatever. And I was like, we were actually setting up, and then one of the guys that were already there, he came up to me and he asked me, how do I go about having the first meeting or consultation with the client, because he is starting to DJ, and he's actually having a conversation with one of the clients, one of his prospects or one of his possible clients, and he told me that he's seen my videos and stuff, so he wanted to know how I do things. And I was like, yeah, man, I told him how I did it, but kind of like in a quick version, because I was setting up, making sure that everything was working, and obviously you got to be professional. But every time someone asks me a question and that I can help them or guide them, I will do it. Unfortunately, I couldn't take my time to explain to him how I do it. So I just decided to make a video on how I handle the first consultation. So this is before they become your client. Usually when they call, either when they reach out to me, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, through my website, or they got referral, word of mouth, and they call me, right? So what the first thing I do with them is I go ahead and ask if they will be available, and if they are willing to have a meeting with me to get to know each other, just to make sure that I see and understand their vision. And also I want to know if I am the right DJ for them. Not every event, like I said before, not every event is for you. There's going to be events that it's better to pass along to somebody else, because you might not be able to fulfill their needs or their wants. Might be budget, could be just, anything in general. Just the type of music is just not what you vibe into, and you rather give it to somebody else that will be willing to give or be able to do it better. So again, this is not about money, because when you're talking about weddings, is like, hopefully it's the only time they're getting married, and it's very important. It's a very important day, and you don't want to mess that up for them just because you were trying to get some money. So I just created this little thing with like pointers in regards to the consultation process that I do. So I could be right or wrong. I believe that there's no right or wrong answers. Just there could be different ways to do this stuff, and that's completely fine. So if you guys hear something, this is more obviously for the new DJs that are getting into this. But if you have any pointers or any guidance that could help me be better on my consultations, or if you grab something from what I do and implement it to yours, it's great. We're all here to learn and to be better. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna bring up my presentation that I made. I'm trying to look a little more professional up here. So, all right. So basically, I called it Mastering the Wedding DJ Consultation. Now, again, I'm not a master, but this is the way I do it. So I just wanna, that's what I wanna, let you guys know. This is the way I do it. And again, if you have any pointers, if you have any comments, critiques, or anything that can share some light for me, I'll appreciate it. And if you find something useful from here, go ahead and implement that into your consultations. So first thing is the introduction to the consultation process. What is that? So to me, and I'm pretty sure that 95%, maybe all of the DJs would agree with me, that the first consultation, it is a chance for you to connect with the couple and to understand their vision, like I mentioned before, and also to set a groundwork to make the event successful. It's very important for you to have the first conversation with them and see what they want, see what they need, and you have the clear understanding of their vision, so you can project that the date of the event if you decide to get hired. Now I know that there's a lot of DJs that before they do this consultation, they rather send their packages, and like how much they're gonna charge and all that, because some DJs think that this is a waste of time. In my head is, you want to tell them, you want to show them that you are professional, that you know what you're doing, and then from there you can go into pricing, and then work around it, because not everyone is in your budget, not everyone is gonna be able to pay what you ask for, but you can do some accommodations, or after hearing you talk to them and seeing the vibe that is there, the connection, after having the connection with them, they might go deep, they might push a little bit more from whatever their budget was and try to reach your one of your packages. But also you got to keep in mind that you might have to go a la carte if you trying to land a gig. Now, in this, we will cover everything from preparation to the closing of the meeting, just to ensure a positive impression at the end of all of this. It's very important. It's very important to be prepared. It's huge to be prepared for these consultations. This is not something that you just gonna grab. Oh yeah, let's meet up tonight. No, like, if you could give yourself at least a day, can we meet up tomorrow 6 p.m.? Would that work for you, or what day and hours best works best for you? And then you accommodate to their time, but you want to give yourself a leadway, because the first thing that you want to do is your preparation is key. So your before you sit down with your clients or the couples, the prospects, you want to make sure you are well prepared. The way I prepare, the way I feel like I have a better understanding of the client, or the way I feel more comfortable speaking to the client, is by starting to research the couple's preferences, if there's any preliminary information. When I say this, I mean, if they reach out to you via Facebook, Instagram, or through your website, or through email, then from there you can literally find out information from them. If they reach out through Facebook or Instagram, that's even easier. Just go to their page, start going through their stories, their posts, kind of like stalk them for a little bit, but in a good way. You want to stalk them because you want to see how they are, what type of people they are, what type of people they hang around with. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have maybe like one or two like concerts, type of concerts that they go to. Anything that can give you some ideas and information to go into this meeting based on what you see is gonna be beneficial for you. And even if they reach out to you by, let's say, email, or they reach out to you by phone, when they do email, sometimes they have like their picture on the email, and most of the time it's like their name. So you can do a research on the name and like kind of base it on the picture that they have, so you can find their information. And if they do it through, I want to say, if they do it through like phone, then yeah, it's a little harder to be able to do this. But it's 10 times out of 10, it's like, I want to say like 8 times out of 10, it's always a Facebook, Instagram that they reach out to you. So it gives it a little more information. You get a little more information before jumping into the consultation, and that's very important. You also want to have prepare a list of questions. So with the couple preferences, um, you want to have a list of questions that you need to tackle with all the key aspects of the wedding. It's very important to have like a little questionnaire of the things that you think it's very important to know, so you can guide them and also help them with like the packages and things like that. So you want to set up a list of questions covering the key aspects of the wedding. And also, you want to review your portfolio. You want to make sure that you have like the best work that you've done, put it all compiled into one like video, or like like a reel or something that you can show them and tell them, look, this is what I do, and this is what your event could possibly look like if we are able to work together. The consult And make sure that when you have these consultations, because there's two types. One is the online type, and then the other one is a face-to-face. Some, not anymore, but you still get that 20% of people that want to do it face-to-face. And if that happens and you don't have a place, you don't have an office or whatever, like a Starbucks or any place that is not so nosy, no, yeah, that is not loud, that's very mellow, is chill. So like Starbucks is a good place to go. Go there. If you tell them, okay, let's meet up at 8, try to be there like 7:45 to set ground, find a place to sit, get yourself a coffee. When they get here, invite them some a coffee. Be like, would you like some coffee or whatever? Like get those little pointers. Build a relationship, and you want to earn their trust. And if you're doing it online, then finding a background, blur your background, or find a place where it's quiet and you just have a plain wall in the back, or put like an overlay type of thing on the back. Usually when I do that, what I do is I use my the background overlays of a office, and that's what I use in the background, because as you see, I don't have something nice in here yet. I'm working on it, but not yet. So once I get that, I'll be able to do that, and won't be able to need to do this overlay type of thing. But yeah, but it's very very important that your space, that where you're talking, it's inviting to them, and it's professional. So so you're still building that trust, even if it's just a background. It's still, it helps. Trust me, it helps. So once you do that, probably some of these new DJs that don't even never done a wedding or so don't know what questions to ask. So I do have a little questionnaire here that would help ask the right questions. Now, there's not all of them, but some of them that will help you to start and get guidance in regards to the wedding aspects of all of this. So one question that you would definitely ask is the date and time of the wedding. So how many hours are they going to do, and what is the date? Obviously, very important to know when, and so you can see if you're available. Usually this is already done. You should already know this based on the information that you gather. If they did it through your website, you already have that information. 9 times out of 10, they tell you the date, and they tell you we need it for 6 hours, we need it for 5, we need it for 4, we need it for 8. So 9 times out of 10, you already have this information, but it's good to have and ask. And another question is, are you looking for ceremony, cocktail, and reception? And if so, are they all in the same place? It's very important to know if you're going to need 3 different setups, or it's just all in one spot, because it could be the same place but different spots, or it can be the same place with everything on the same spot. So it's very important to know, because that also reflects on the pricing, because it's not the same. If everything is the same with one setup, then you're doing three different setups, because cocktail hour requires a speaker, and you don't want to be carrying your speaker from one side to the other side, and especially if you have a point source equipment, then yes, it might be easier, because you use two tops for your reception. You use one for ceremony, the other one can be for cocktail, and then the ceremony goes back to your reception. And then once that's done, you take out the one from cocktail, bring it back to your reception, and there you go. You only need pretty much only need two setups. But DJs nowadays they have three different setups. So for like in my instance, I use for all my weddings, I use the column arrays, the 44 G2s that you guys already know. I can't carry that from the cocktail hour to my reception. Like that's too much of a hassle. So what I do is I use my Everse 8 for ceremonies. I use one of my CLXs for cocktail hour, my 12-inch CLX for cocktail hour, and then my Maui 44 G2s for my main for reception. And that's three setups. That's a lot of work, and that needs to be reflected on your price too. So your question again is, are you having ceremony, cocktail hour, and reception? And if so, are they all in the same place, same spot, or same place with different spots? It's very important. Now, what is the estimated number of guests? You want to know a head count, because again, if you're having over 200 people in a big venue, your choice of speakers, or your choice of equipment is going to differ from having a small crowd. You're not gonna take an overpowering system if you're only having 50 people in the crowd. So it's important to know the estimated number of guests. Also, you want them to describe the style that they're looking for their wedding. It's very important to know the theme and the style, so you can prepare for this and know if you can know if you are the right person to fulfill this type of this type of style of wedding that they're looking for. Now, there's also a question: are they having a specific color? Like sometimes it's green, red, blue, purple, violet, whatever color they want. You want to know that information too. It's not so important, but it is key to know that information, because it helps when it comes to like uplighting, and also when you visualize everything that you're trying to set, that you're gonna set up. You already know the color, instead of just going over there and like not knowing that. It's a good question to ask. And you also you most definitely want to know the atmosphere that they're aiming to create. Are they looking for a more like formal, romantic style of a wedding, or are they looking more for a casual, fun, or they want is it a formal and fun event? Like, you want to know this information, because that can help you also with your songs selection. It's very important to know the atmosphere that they're looking for, because that's what you got to build in the event. Now, you also want to talk about the type of music that they like and they enjoy, and that their family enjoys, because again, that's also wraps up your song selections when you're preparing for this event. And obviously, the most important question, at least for me, is the wedding planner. Are they having a wedding planner, a date of coordinator, or it's a family member that is handling this? Or are they handling this by themselves? The reason why I ask this is because if they're hiring a wedding planner, I am not getting involved in anything. I'm just asking the couple for the wedding planner information. I'll send her an email and say, hey, this is Diego from Rocas Entertainment. I'll be the DJ for John and Maria's wedding. And if you need anything from me, let me know. And I would like to know when is the earliest you will have the timeline ready for me. Boom, done, and send it. So now they know who I am. They reached out. They can reach back to me. They let me know how they work. And you started connection with the wedding planner. If it's a family member doing it, or they're having a day of coordinator, but more so a family member. If there's a family member that is gonna be handling this. So, for example, Maria says, "Oh, no, actually, we're doing it, and then just my sister is gonna be running the show during the event." Well, then I will offer my knowledge, my expertise to build a timeline for them, and I will send in a planification form that I created with all of the wedding information that happens in a wedding, so they can go ahead and fill in everything that needs to be filled in, send it back to me. We set up another meeting where we're going to talk about the specific timeline, building that timeline, and everything, the ins and outs of the whole wedding. And we also talk about, like, if they're gonna having games, what are the games, explaining the games, like what goes on, what is this, because sometimes they might have questions on some of the questionnaires for the plan from the planification form. And that's where I'm there for, and to help them understand this and this. If you don't want to do it, we can skip it, or you can switch it and do this and this, and do this. Or also, once we start doing the timeline, I could be like, okay, this is not going to work at this time. Maybe we should do it this time, and this is why. So, it's a more one-on-one conversation when it comes to creating a timeline. So when it's a family member that they probably never done this before, it's better for us DJs to jump in and handle that portion of the planification. So do I charge more for that? No, it's just out of love and to protect me, to make sure that everything is done correctly. I wanna do this, and I want to spend the time, and it also builds this stronger connection with your clients, and that's what you want at the end of the day. You want to have the connection and the trust from your clients, so that the day off that comes is gonna be like amazing. It's gonna come beautifully and perfect. So now, once you get to the actual you know to the actual present consultation, after you already do your research, you already know how you already know some information about them, and you keep those questions in mind. We're gonna get into the conversation, or how do you start the conversation. The first thing is to make them feel welcome, and with with an introduction or an icebreaker. So, for example, in my case, I will be like, "Hey, John and Maria, thank you very much for meeting with me and the opportunity of collaborating together for your event. My name is Diego, and I am the owner of Las Rocas Entertainment. I've been servicing, the DMB for over 10 years. We have over 150 weddings, under our belt. We have a lot of experience on the wedding on the wedding industry, and we would love to see if we are the best match for you guys based on the information that you provide to me today. And if so, then we can talk about moving farther. So first things first, could you guys share some of your, how you guys met, like, where do you guys meet, anything that you would like to share with me, so I could get to know you guys a little better, and have a stronger connection with you guys. And then that's when they start talking. You just listen to them and start taking notes. Anything that you think it might be like important, start taking notes, because it's gonna be important at the end. And once you start taking notes on whatever they're saying, right? The next thing is, you need to make sure that you understand their vision. If you understand their vision, then that means that you guys are gonna be in the same page, and you want them to be in the same page. You want them to leave this consultation with a peace of mind that what they want, and that they know that what they want. So the trust is gonna be there. Make sure that you always asking about the overall vision, the style, and obviously the theme of the wedding. And again, that's part of the questions that I show you guys. And the next thing it's going to be the next thing is going to be like discussing music preferences. You want to dive into, obviously, the genres of music that they like, if they have a must play list, or if they have a do not playlist that's something that you want to implement and let them know. For instance, what I do is I let them know. So guys, if you guys do decide to go with me, the first thing that we're gonna do is that I do is I ask for you guys to send me a playlist of songs that you guys really like, that you guys would not want to be missed at the event. And if some of them are must plays, like highlight them or put them in a different color, so that way I know that those songs are definitely not, they're not gonna be missed. And the rest will be taken in consideration. However, I will play it where it best fits and based on the how the crowd is responding. So that's how I would put it. And also it's very important to have a do not playlist if they definitely don't want any specific song to be played, because it could be a banger but they don't want it or they don't like it. So you don't want to play songs at their wedding that they don't want to hear or that they hate. So for example, there's a lot of people recently that don't want line dances, and it's totally fine. If you don't want line dances, we don't play line dances. But then if it's in the not playlist, you know that you're gonna have that uncle, cousin, sister, friend that's gonna come up to you and be like, "Hey, can you play the cha-cha's line?" Well, I can't because it's a do not play. And now then what I do in that case is I just tell them, look, if you go to the couple and they say yes, I'll play it. But besides that, I'm sorry, I can't play it because it's in the do not playlist. And it goes from there. That's another thing that you talk to them about in the consultation is, would you accept requests or not? Next thing that you want to talk about is the logistics of and details of and obviously the timeline and all of that, which it will come in your next, and it will definitely come on your next consultation. Well, in this case, it's not a consultation; it's like a meeting for that. But the first thing is a consultation, which is you telling them what you can do, so you can get hired for the event. Now, the way you want to go about this. So remember the questions that I show you guys before, right? I think it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8 questions that I show you, right? So what you don't want to do is just go and start asking questions like that, like they're in a hot seat and you're just asking questions that they have to answer. No, in order for you to make it look like it's like like a chill moment, like a very like laid back but nice, make it into a conversation. That's what you need to do when it comes to like asking all these questions to the clients. You want to make it into a conversation. So for example, the way I would start, I'll be like, let's say that they reach out to me through my website, and they put, usually on their website, on your website, you have all this information that you ask. So let's say that John and Maria, they're getting married, and I will be like, hey, okay, John. So after I did my introduction and they told me everything about them, I'll be like, oh man, thank you very much for sharing that information with me. Now I just wanted to confirm a couple things with you guys. So I do see in the form that you fill in for me on my website that you guys are having your event in October 20th, right? And then I was like, yeah, October 20th. All right, cool, man. That's awesome. And I was like, oh, that's right around Halloween, and whatever, they'll say yes. And then you'll be like, oh, okay, cool. And and I do see here that you guys are looking for 6 hours, right? And then they'll be like, yeah, 6 hours. So right there, you already have the first question in the questionnaire. So let me go back right here real quick. So right there, you already have the first one. You confirm with them. Now, how would you jump to the next question? I'll be like, okay, so if you're looking for a 6 hour event, does this include? Are you including cocktail hour, ceremony, and reception? And if so, like, are you looking to have it on a big place? Is it like, would it be on a like the all three? Would that be in the same venue in different spots, or would everything be in one spot in the same venue, or would it be in different places? And then they will go ahead and tell you, right? They'll go ahead and tell you, oh yeah, it's going to be, it's in a farm, and it's gonna be, everything's gonna be in the same place, different spots. So you already know in your head that you are looking at 2 to 3 setups, possibly. And once you hear that, then my next thing will be, oh, it's in a farm, man. That sounds cool, man. That sounds amazing. Farms are usually really big, so are we looking for like 100 or 150 people in there, or less than 100? What is your head count? And they'll be like, oh no, about 80 to 100. Once you hear that, you already kind of already know in your head, okay, my 44 G2s will be perfect for that event, for the reception part. If it's gonna be over 200, then my EVs, my point source will be a better option. But there you go. You already have question number 3 done, and then you can be like, okay, and so basically you're saying that we're having this event on October, really close to Halloween. So would that be the theme that you're looking forward to have on your wedding, or something else you have in mind? No, no, yeah, definitely Halloween, man. We love Halloween. Is our favorite holiday. Oh, amazing! Like that's cool. That's cool. And then after that, you already have that question marked off. And now the next thing, the color. So, okay, man, that's amazing. You guys are having a Halloween theme party. So I take that, you want the colors for uplighting. If you would like to have uplighting, which are the lights that go around the venue and gives it like a pop to the whole place. You looking for something like amber or like orangey and yellow? Yeah, yeah, definitely. Okay, there you go. You have the next question done. And then obviously you also want to know if they are looking for a, like, would this be like a formal or casual romantic fun, all of that. So what I would do in that case, and be like, okay, so we have Halloween colors. Now it sounds like you want this to be more like a casual fun type of event, or are you looking for more like a formal and romantic? Although you guys don't sound like the romantic part is there. Um, what are you looking in regards to like the atmosphere? Like what are you aiming for? And then they'll tell you, oh yeah, no, not romantic. We just want to have fun, and everybody's gonna go dressed up as a with the costume. I don't know. Maybe that could be. I think that would be so cool if you're doing a wedding where everyone has to go in a costume. That would be so cool. But anyways, so you do that, and then you talk about the genres of music that they like. Obviously, what type of music do you guys are into? Like, do you guys like hip hop? Do you do country? Do you like R&B, top 40s? Like, and then start having that conversation with them in regards to like genres of music that they like. What because that will help you in your preparation for your song selections. It's huge. It's critical to know that information. And obviously besides that, you wanna touch base with them in regards to who's planning the event. Are they doing it? Are they having a friend that's just gonna help out, but they're doing the timeline, or they actually hiring a person to do it? If they're being hired, then you don't have to worry about it. If they are not being hired, then you might want to put your, you might want to offer yourself to build this, because it's gonna be really, really great to be able to, like, handle it yourself. It's better, sometimes maybe, like, I don't know if it's like OCD or whatever, but I feel more comfortable when I do the timelines, because I can handle it with Peewee, than when I get a timeline from another vendor, or in this case a wedding planner, because I just don't know. I just feel more comfortable when I do it. And oh, what's up, Smiley? I appreciate you coming up, man. And yeah, man, I'm trying to just share knowledge. Um, he said, "Yo, this is a really great information. Thank you. I'm just trying to share my what I've learned on the all this time. And again, man, if you have any input, any way, any other things that you ask, things that let me know, because I want to implement them into my consultations, and just grow and be better. What's up, Jason? How you doing? Um, but yeah, let me go back to this. So once you're done with all these questions that you ask in a casual conversation, again, you don't want these questions to go in like like a hot seat, or day and time, and are you having ceremony, cocktail? No, you want to make it into a conversation so they are laid back. And with that, and Smiley said ChatGPT helped draft out some of this also, but it's still good information. Yeah, ChatGPT is great. It's a great source if you want to get more help in regards to this. ChatGPT helps tremendously with this thing. I wish ChatGPT was there when I started doing weddings. It wasn't there, but but it does help. Nowadays you have more tools, so make sure you use them. Use all these tools that you can to upgrade yourself. So, but with that being said, involve with the wedding planner, right? And then having the conversation with the client, and gathering all the information that you need to gather. The next thing is you want to discuss anything that you want to tell them or let them know regarding the logistics of the event, and like some additional details. So for example, one thing that I make sure that they know is that I want to be as close as possible to the dance floor. So if they're here, I want to be here, because it helps me feed out of the crowd, read the crowd better, and the music is gonna be in a perfect volume. Because if I'm placed really far away from the crowd, I need to crank up my speakers, and everybody's ear is gonna be bleeding around the venue, and then the dance floor is gonna sound weak. So placement, it's very important, at least for me. I don't know about some DJs, don't care. They just, wherever you place me, I'll make it work. But to me, the best outcome and the best output is going to be always as close as possible to the dance floor. It's huge. It's huge for me. I do not want to be in a corner, and I do not want to be really far away. Just like it happened to me this Saturday. I'm gonna post the video pretty soon, but I was I was placed in the living room, but everyone was in the backyard. So I couldn't see anybody. So after like 3 or 4 hours, I decided to come back in, and that's when I was able to, perform, or like, vibe, connect with half of the crowd that was there. There was about 50 people in the house, 50 to 60 people in the house, and there was only like 20 inside. The rest were outside. So it's hard for when you can't see what's going on. It's really hard to perform and give it, your all. So I'm telling you, it sucked, but you gotta do what you gotta do. At the end of the day, they have fun, they enjoyed it, and I'm happy for the outcome. However, I wasn't happy of like how it was set up. Like, they should have told everyone, no, come in, or tell me, hey, the party's gonna be in the backyard. So I'll set up in the backyard, and then let everybody be in the backyard. But that's for the video. But there you go. You have a sneak peek of the video that I'm gonna post pretty soon. Okay, so now after that, once you're done talking to them, and you understand, you see their vision, and you know that you can fulfill that vision, and you can make it come true, then you can definitely be like, then based on the information that you guys have provided, I feel and I know that I can, I can do this. I can perform this for you, and so based on all the key points that you took notes on, and everything that they answered, kind of like what you're gonna need, like a base of what you're gonna need for the event, and that's when you start talking about your budget. If they have a budget, cool. If they don't have a budget, then pretty much you tell them, okay, these are my packages. You can choose from these packages, but also you can take things in, and we can switch things to to help you with the value, but without taking the quality out. So, for example, you might have a package that is, I want to say, let's say 2,500, and that gives you cocktail hour, ceremony, and reception, up lighting, and that gives you the like dancing on the cloud, and I don't know, sparklers, whatever. So let's say that they're like, oh no, no, like we don't want sparklers. We don't the dancing on the cloud, yeah, because like the smoky part and it's Halloween thing that will work. But no, I don't want the sparklers. And then you can be like, okay, we can definitely take out the sparklers, and we can just add this, or kind of make it into a la carte, and be like, I'll go ahead and tell you everything that you might want and need, and explain to them, because sometimes they don't know what, like, they might not know what sparklers are. They might not know like what dancing in the cloud means. There's Trust me, there's a lot of people that don't know what dancing in the cloud on the cloud mean. And like, or like if you have like a photo booth, like they might think it's a big ass box where you go inside and take a picture. And nowadays is the iPad thing, or the 360. So you have to explain all these things to them, because they might not know. Let me see what Smiley is saying. He said, at venues, if they put me in a corner, I put the speaker near the dance floor, usually next to my main table on each side, to make it work somewhat. Still not best, but also just to client. So yes, I see what you're saying in regards to like putting your speakers, like like move your speakers close to the dance floor. But it's a lot of cabling. Like I feel like, I don't know. I just don't like being in a corner. And and another thing that I hate, and I said it last week when I was actually with Jimmy, but I hate the fact that they always be putting the old people in front of me. Like, that's another thing that it bothers me. I don't understand why they do it, but that's one thing that I also tell them. I tell them, like, please do not put anyone that is, like, an elder person close to where I am, because they're always gonna complain about the sound. It's too loud and they can't handle it. So the farther they are from from where I am, or the speakers, better. Now, again, in going back to what you're saying, it's so, yeah, I mean, sometimes it's good to be accommodating to whatever the venue places. But if you go up to the venues and tell and be like, look, this is why I feel like me being set up here might work better, and they understand, because some of those venues they don't understand sound. They don't know anything of that. So if you explain to them, they might be more receptive into what you're saying, and then it might change later on for the next DJs. They already know this. Oh, most likely every DJ don't like to be in a corner. So once we do our setup, everything is gonna be around it, and you're gonna have your specific spot. So you could also be doing a good deed for the next DJ coming up to that event. Same here, but just sometimes some clients won't budget. Yeah. Well, when it comes to, see, but when it comes to budgeting or giving in a specific an amount, it's a very hard thing to do, unless you are like a salesperson and you know how to deal with that. I am not a salesperson by any means. I'm not good with like projecting or talking about money with people, but I'm just very upfront with them, and I tell them, look, these are my packages, but if you want to do it a la carte, it just could be more expensive, because every package is already has a like type of like a discount type of thing. So you might want to go with this than going like by hour. because if we're doing it by hour, I'm charging you 200, like 250 per hour, and that's just music, my equipment, MC, and myself per hour. And you want a 6 hour event, and you're looking at 250. It's gonna be way more than what a package like that my simplest package is going to be, that probably offers most of everything that I just mentioned. So it's very difficult to talk about the budgeting part, but they also gotta understand that it's not easy, and it's also you also gotta tell them that what is a 6 hour event for them is a 12, 14, 16 hour event for us, and the driving and everything, like it's way more than just 6 hours at the end of the day. After explaining the sound and placement, they won't give in. Oh, you get. Oh, okay. You have one of those. I've never. I want to say I've never. I've been lucky enough to never had someone that tells me you are too, like, oh no, it's too expensive, or like after I explain to them everything, all the work that we put into behind the scenes, and then after the event, because after the event everybody goes home and we're still there, we're still putting everything away, and like everything that we have to do, they understand that it's actually cheaper than what it would be if I'm just charging them per hour. So again, I don't claim to know everything about being like a salesperson. I actually don't like sales, but you gotta make money somehow. So this is what I'll be talking about. So the other one is managing the expectations. So after you talk to them, you come into a common ground on like the budget, the money. You want to set like realistic expectations and be able to handle like last minute changes. So for example, if I am handling the timeline, I am telling, okay, so we're gonna have 3 meetings. One, well, today's one. The second one is going to be uh 3 to 4 weeks before the event, and then we're gonna go ahead and build the timeline, and we're gonna construct everything that's gonna go throughout the day, and then we're gonna have one which is gonna be the week off, maybe like the Wednesday or Tuesday before the event, where you are able to do like last minute changes, or you want to change a song or something, or the entrance, or whatever changes you want to do. And we also need to clarify that everything's gonna be in the right path. So that's the 3 non-miss um, meetings that we're gonna have, and they already know that. So you don't wanna say, oh yeah, we're gonna meet once a week for the rest of the time, until like, for what? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna meet for someone like once a week? You also don't want to be like, okay, we're gonna meet the Friday before the event. Like, no, that's not gonna work. You wanna have maybe 2 max 3 meetings with them, with counting the consultation one already. So like two more, because once they decide to go with me, the first thing I do is I send a contract and I send a planification form. I tell them, please send me the planification form as soon as possible. Once I get the planification form, I'll go ahead and I'll set up a meeting with you guys, so we can go ahead and build the timeline. And that's gonna be within a month before the event. And then the week off, we go ahead and touch base again. And like the planification meeting could take an hour, maybe, or 2. I don't know. That depends on like what they're looking into. What are we looking? If there's a lot of things that they want to do, or they're just not sure, and like that's when you as a DJ start guiding them, and giving advice. You can do this, this, and this, or you can do this and this. At the end of the day, you choose whatever you want. But I'm just giving you different options, different ways that we can do it. And then after that, you have the last minute changes on the last week, And obviously there could be changes during the event, but it's very important to have a base to go with. And then once you're there and things needs to be delayed, then you can delay things, you can cut some stuff on the fly, move on to the next thing to like catch up on the party. There's so many things that can go, can be different. Times can change, most definitely. I'm yet to be in a freaking wedding that time doesn't get delayed. Most of the time, it's always delayed. I don't know why. It's like a trend. It's like a trending topic that every wedding is late. It's always, especially on the Hispanic community. God damn, man. I don't know why. If they invite you at 4 on a wedding, why are you getting there at 5? Like, why? Be there at 3:30 or like shit. Be there at 4. But you showing up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. Like you holding everybody back, and sometimes there's even like the family members that are not there, and then the wife or like the couple like, oh no, we don't want to start until this person is here because he's very important, and whatever. So you just have to accommodate to those last changes. But at the end of the day, you already have a base, and with a solid base, everything else can go up. I'm talking construction wise. So after you're done with that, after you have this type of consultation with them, I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, you're booking. It's rare, well, at least for me, it's rare that I do not book the clients after our consultation. This is I'm talking to you in regards to like I go into detail with everything that I do, and that things that we can do together. That it's a no brainer for them. That almost at the end of the consultation, like, oh yeah, okay, we're definitely going with you. I'm gonna go ahead and send you the deposit right now, and then we move on. But now when you're closing the consultation, first thing you want to do is at the end, once you're in the closure, you definitely want to summarize everything that the key points that you took notes, everything that was said, because you want to let them know that you were paying attention, you were listening, and it is important to you as much as it's important to them. And also to it guarantees them that you guys are going to be in the same page. So once they're done, you're like, all right, John, Maria. So just to summarize everything you're doing, the wedding is going to be in October 20th. It's going to be in a Halloween theme. Reception, cocktail hour, and ceremony, they're all going to be on the same farm, but in different spots. And we're looking at yellow, orange, and amber theme colors. You're also looking for, everybody's going to be wearing a costume, so it's going to be it's going to be a fun and casual event. And I'm telling you, man, it's going to be so much fun. We are going to be meeting up 2 more times. To the first time to talk about the timeline and my placements and all of that, and then we're gonna have a final meeting the week of, maybe a Tuesday or a Wednesday, whatever works best for you, and we'll go ahead and make sure that everything is still the way it's supposed to be, or anything has changed, and then we can change in there. Boom. They're most likely gonna be like, damn, he really cares. He's more, he's attentive. He's listening. He gave us, tips and all of that, and just make sure that you show them that you care, and that gives them the confidence of hiring you. And again, you outline the next steps, follow-ups, and actions and contracts. Like I said to you already, once I know and they tell me, oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go with you guys, let's go ahead and finalize it. I tell them, okay, once I receive so like they tell you what's the next step. So I'll be like, okay, the next step is you send me the lockdown fee. I call it lockdown fee. I do not call it deposit. You send me the lockdown fee, and then I'll send you the contract, and also the planification form. I need you to fill it all in, send it back to me, and based on when you send it back to me, we'll go ahead and have a meeting to set out the timeline, and then the next meeting we'll talk about any final changes or any additions or any things that you want to take out, because it's now how you first planned it, but eventually it's gonna work. And the other thing is that you want to make sure that you live like you leave a positive impression by expressing how happy and how enthusiastic you are to work with them, and that you understand their vision, and then you are like very excited, like genuinely. If you, especially like us wedding DJs, if you're happy to be part out of so many DJs, they are actually meeting up with you and telling you that they want you to be part of their event. And that is that's just an amazing feeling to hear that they want you out of so many DJs, so many great DJs that are around your area, but no, they want you, and they're very happy with the way like you talk to them and you make them feel. It's all about how they feel at the end of the day. You earn their trust, and you give them that peace of mind that they are gonna be taken care of if they choose you. I guarantee you, you're going to be hired, and you're gonna land the gig. So you want to make sure that you do leave a positive impression, and at all times be professional, and show them that you can perform and catch whatever they want, like their view, and the way they think that the event's gonna be, that you can project that and make it reality for them. So once you're done with that, then your consultation is over, and you just go into the next step. But it's essentially, that's the way I do it. That's how I get into my consultations. To me, the first consultation is so important because I learn a lot from them. They get to know me and how I work, and it helps me to build the connection that you want to have, the connection with your client, and leave them with, they can trust you. They have a peace of mind that and you understand what they want from you, and that and understand what they want, and you are gonna perform, and you're gonna deliver what they want. So after that, just keep going, and the next meetings come up, and then you do your thing. But so yeah, so this is pretty much how I do it. And if you guys have any other ways, any other questions, key questions that you think will be beneficial to ask based on what I've said, because it's not like I know it all, but those are the questions that help me understand and have a better understanding of what they want and what they're looking for. So that's how I do it. Hopefully, the guy that asked me for the guy that asked me to tell him how I do it. Hopefully, he watches this and finds some insight and guidance in regards to how to do this. And if not, go ChatGPT, man. ChatGPT will help you tremendously on how to handle a consultation, or you can just hit me up in a message or whatever, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, and I'll answer your questions if I can. If I don't know it, I have people that can help you. I have my boy Jimmy. Man, he is amazing. He's just like an open book. We got Jason. We got Smiley. We have a whole bunch of people here that are willing to help and learn from each other. And yeah, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully, it was helpful. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, you find some of this useful and that you can implement it on your events. And again, if you have any comments, critiques, please let me know. I would love to read them and learn from you guys as well. But yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you guys for tuning in, and showing, you always showing love, you always showing, your support with us. And yeah, man, we'll see you next Thursday. Hopefully I actually get someone else here, because it's really hard to just talk for an hour by myself. So let me see if I can get somebody else here. Maybe I'll get Jason or Jimmy again, or I can pull Smiley one time up in here. But yeah, all right, guys, you have a good one, and thank you. Peace.